Hello and good morning. Ali B here, and I jumped on a couple of minutes early so that I could give you time to jump on and join in with Growing Edge Live, the Sunday spiritual broadcast that we do for Satya and our virtual community here on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram. And there's Cindy. Hi, Cindy. So as you're jumping on, I'd love it if you would share where you're watching from and maybe share a word that is alive within you, something that represents how you're feeling, where you are emotionally. Yeah, that would be awesome to kind of throw that into this container or this cauldron of experience that we're having together. And so whatever you're experiencing, whether it's something really wonderful, your life's going really well, or if you're kind of in a down place, a blue place, struggling in a relationship or financially or health-wise or whatever, maybe in throwing that word in today, we can lift each other up. We can support each other in moving through our difficulties and struggles and challenges into finding greater light and love and joy, so we can hold each other to that higher place, create a platform. There's Cindy watching from Ogden, and there's Rhonda and Brenton. Hi. Good morning, everyone. And I know Rhonda's there in Joshua Tree, and there's Heather in Ogden. Hi. I'm here in Grass Valley, California, here in a parking lot, as you can see. Michael's not with me. He's tending to our Om Shanti home, our camper van. And there's Michael. He looks like he's Allison Benjamin, but he's Michael Benjamin. So I'm so happy to be here. We're so happy to be here. And there's Carol. Hey, Carol. I'm wondering if you're with your group with Pam and Natalia and William. That would be awesome to know that all of you are together in our little Satya community gathering. Oh, she's there from home today. Awesome. Well, I've got an amazing message today to share with you. It's a download that I've been receiving all week that is just bubbling up inside me, wanting to be shared with you. And I know that if you're tuning in today, whether you're watching me live or you're watching this as a replay, I know that something I have to say today will spark something for you, in you, that is going to help you to find a greater sense of meaning, of peace, passion, purpose, something that's going to help you on your next step on your life path. So good morning and welcome, and let's get going.
Free my mind, open my heart with the whispers of truth, to live a conscious life, to live a conscious life on the growing edge, on the growing edge.
Good morning. And thank you, Leslie, for that beautiful music and song. I'm Ali Benjamin, and this is Growing Edge Live, your Sunday spiritual tune-in and tune-up. We broadcast live every Sunday and have done since 2009, if you can believe that. Every Sunday we've delivered an inspiring message to support you on your spiritual path. So welcome. Satya is all about healing hearts, transforming lives, and inspiring conscious evolution. And that's what we do with all that we do. We are a creative ministry adapting to serve inquisitive individuals and communities. And we have one of our communities there in Ogden. And we support people's spiritual awakening so that they become grounded and centered in love and a beacon of light within their own lives, their own families, their own communities. So thank you for joining us today. If our message has supported you or any of our offerings have supported you and you'd like to financially contribute, please go to Venmo, Satya Center, SATYACENTER. So to get that out of the way, and also to say thank you to all of those that have supported us throughout the years. Your love, your support, and your financial donations have been so key to, well, we couldn't do what we're doing without you, without your support, without your love, without you watching, without you participating. We could not do what we're doing without you. Currently, Michael and I are on the road. We're here in Grass Valley, California. We're staying in our camper van. We have been doing so for almost a year now. We call it Life on a Joyride, our big adventure. And it hasn't all been fun and games. We have actually been on a deep dive healing journey as we've explored the many layers of grief that we've experienced due to the loss of several of our loved ones over the past few years. And so it's our deepest intention to support you. And if you're struggling at all, if you're suffering at all with any sadness, with any lack of purpose or physical discomfort, a general overall unease, discontent, if you find yourself in those lower frequencies and you'd like someone to support you, we have several coaching programs. We have individual sessions with our conscious living practitioners, and we've got several of those on the line today watching. Please don't hesitate to contact us. We've got a wonderful gathering coming up. We're calling it June Bloom. Please go on Facebook and find the event, June Bloom Gathering. And we are going to be doing this virtually on Zoom on June 6th. We've got the fabulous, amazing Lorraine and Leslie, who are going to be weaving their music, their chants, their songs into a wonderful tapestry of sound, of vibration, of frequency to help you to open your heart and get ready for a big shift in consciousness. And I'm going to be leading a deepening, a visioning, an activation so that you can come more in tune with what is your next step on your spiritual path, on your life journey. So it is free, offered by donation on June 6th at 2 p.m. Mountain Time on Zoom. And you can go to that event on Facebook to find out all the details. So please join us. We can't wait to be in that healing vibration with you. And as you know, when there's more than two of us and we come together with a focus, a spiritual focus, an intention to wake up, and we bring that intention together into time and space, into space-time, we create something called a synergy, an energy that is greater than the sum of its parts. And together, in that space, in that healing container, with that synergy, miracles happen. So join us every Sunday and especially on June 6th for our June Bloom. So here we go. I have been reading this amazing little book by Richard Rudd by the name of Contemplation. It's a little Zen type book. It's very thin, only a couple hundred pages. And it is an amazing, simple, clear book to help cast the light of awareness on the importance of self-illumination, self-awareness, self-discovery. And I know if you're watching this, love you too, Sammy. I know if you're watching this, you are about understanding yourself and your relationship to life, your relationship to your family members and loved ones, and even those that are in your life that are causing you some discomfort and pushing your buttons. And so as we enter into this path of self-discovery, little books like this contemplation book are wonderful tools. Today I'm going to be talking about pausing, pivoting, and perspective. These are 3 things that we're going to unpack today in the next 20 minutes. And it's my intention that this will support you to such a degree that you enter into a whole new feeling of being you, a whole new sense of peace and spaciousness and love and grace. This is available to all of us, but not many of us slow down enough, take the time to realize it. So living a contemplative life is one that will enhance everything that you do. Not that you have to become a quiet recluse, a monk, someone that doesn't participate in the full activity of life. You can practice contemplation, pausing, pivoting, whatever you're doing, even when you're working out or in the middle of an argument or house cleaning or doing your work, whatever it is. What I'm going to be sharing today can support you in being a better you, whatever that looks like for you. And this is really a very personal journey. So even though I have some suggestions, spilling my water here, even though I have some suggestions here, what it's really going to do is create just open up a pathway for you so that you can explore your own life in a whole new way. So contemplation is a gentle transformation. It's a path that we decide to go on, and sometimes we just stumble across it, but we usually intentionally decide things have got out of hand, I need to do something different, and I'm going to be more mindful. The mindfulness movement is so big right now, where we're just awake in the experience of what's happening now. We're paying attention to what's happening now, emotionally, physically within us, and we're paying attention to how we move out in the world. Mindfulness. Contemplation takes it a bit further. As you know, many of you, I've been on this journey for the past year, on this joyride, this deep dive. And this contemplative journey has been so profound for me. I would not have healed to the degree I have had I not paid attention to my emotions, my feelings, my body. It's becoming more introspective, self-reflective. This isn't selfish. This is what is required. We're not taught this in school. We're taught about the world outside of ourselves, of how to function, what to think, what's important. But when we stop and we contemplate, when we take time to pause, when we take time to take full responsibility for our inner state, using everyday challenges as an opportunity for growth, then we begin to make those internal shifts that have external results. Internal shifts have external results. We begin to ask questions. We begin to do inquiry, asking the profound introspective questions, inviting wisdom to come from within. And this is cultivating a sense of calm, presence in all situations. So especially when we're dealing with something that's challenging, we just take a moment. We just take a moment to pause, and we ask questions of ourselves. What is this for me? And we just allow that to circle around inside us, and we begin to create a place of spaciousness and gentleness, and we nurture a sort of this kind and gracious approach towards self and others. that is, it's so subtle and it's so not what we're used to doing. We're so used to trying to fix things outside of ourselves in order to be happy. But this is about tending to the soul, nurturing the soul with gentleness. And so gentleness is about encouraging a spirit of unwinding. And I love this, unlearning, unwinding and unlearning. Just as these birds are so sweet. Just as I say that, unwinding and unlearning. Can you feel that inside your body? There's just a softening, there's an unraveling. And this is versus striving and fixing. I know that I've been on that track before, striving and fixing. That's when you're in that mindset of thinking there's a lot of problems and I need to tend to them. And then your ego structure makes a list and then you start to check off the list. We're not here to fix. We're not here to fix. We're here to simply be gentle. We're here to find spaciousness. We're here to relax. I think that's probably the biggest thing about the contemplative life. You learn how to relax into life and find that spaciousness, that stillness, that deep sense of owning yourself, of being at home where you are, occupying your essence. Now that will feel very different to you if you haven't done this for a consistently, for some time, for a consistent period of time. It will feel very unsettling, and your mind, your ego mind, can go crazy because it's not used to this kind of stillness. It's used to fixing, it's used to striving, it's used to checking things off the list, it's used to jumping online to check on our status or how many likes we've got. It's about checking in with our friends to make sure, the plans are still in place for next weekend or whatever. This is a slower way of managing your energy, of doing the inner engineering that's required for a more deep and peaceful, purposeful, healthy life. It's working from the inside out. And so patience, cultivating compassion. When we're patient with ourselves like this, when we slow down, when we start to be patient with others, we then cultivate compassion. We're then honest. This compulsion, this absolute commitment to honesty, meaning there's really no compromise. When we enter into this deeper place of contemplation and being and occupying our true self, we have to be honest with ourselves. The lies that we tell ourselves just don't fly anymore. The words that we speak, if they're not true, if they're not kind and loving, they just fall flat. And we so quickly see the negative results from the lies that we speak out loud. And I don't mean blatant lies like the sky is red rather than the sky is blue. I mean those untruths, like saying yes to a friend when you really don't want to, by people pleasing, when we tell ourselves lies, when we agree with people when we don't really agree with them. All of these things take us out of our own frequency. It's a way of being dishonest with ourselves. It's betraying ourselves. And this contemplative life, there's no room for that. And that's good. It just takes some time to allow that to disintegrate, that habit, that old way of being. So the benefits of this first technique of pausing, stillness, mindfulness, spaciousness, curiosity, centeredness, being present, and most important, learning to listen. Listen to your heart, listen to yourself, listen to nature, listen to life, and take cues from all of that. We get to check in with ourselves. We get to check in with how we're feeling physically, mentally, emotionally. And when we do, it's like running a diagnostic on a car, on an engine. We plug in and we just check in. What's going on in my mind? And we just allow ourselves to sit with the discomfort if it's there, if there's fear, anger, sadness, discontent. And it can be scary. The idea of looking at our fear can be scary, but it's not. Just sitting with our fear, observing it, isn't that bad. We begin to know ourselves. Oh, I'm someone that can experience fear sometimes. Instead of pushing it away, reaching for a drink or a bag of chips or going shopping or whatever our addictions to not looking at reality are, we begin to look at reality. We begin to face our fears, to stare things down and see the illusion that they are. We see them for the illusion in which they are. So we check in mentally, physically, emotionally, and we allow that checking in to inform us where we need to give some deeper attention. And then, if such a simple technique can have such profound effects on our life, I wonder what might happen if we go a bit deeper into those gaps, into those pauses, and contemplate this sentence. So I want you to close your eyes for a moment and take a breath. And I just realized we didn't start with our centering, so we'll do it now. Let's just take a breath and quiet the mind and go deep down into the heart, taking that 18-inch journey and settling and feeling rooted and grounded into life, into reality, into this moment, into your essential self. So every pause is a field of transformation. And that's what I want you to contemplate. Every pause is a field of transformation. So every time you slow down and you intentionally pause, you stop doing whatever you're doing, and you just tune into the now. That now moment, this now moment, is a field of contemplation, is a field of transformation. What wants to happen here? This is the cornerstone of the technique called pivoting. We pause, we check in, and we pivot. The power, and this is from Richard Rudd, the book Contemplation. The power of the pause is that it begins to create a circle of stillness inside us, like a calm lake on a crisp winter morning. When water is stirred up, we cannot see through it, whereas when it is still, it becomes clear as crystal. The first phase is to create clarity, and the second is to drop something powerful into that space and observe its ripples throughout our being. The second technique of pivoting is about actively using our contemplation as a fulcrum, as a sturdy base, to bring about a personal transformation. It's when our contemplation becomes action. So we just gently pause and just visualize in your mind's eye a deep, crystal clear, calm lake on a crisp winter morning, and just feel that inside yourself somewhere. Maybe it's down in your solar plexus, or maybe it's in your heart or in your mind, and see that crystal clear lake. And then drop something powerful into that space. And maybe that something powerful is something you've been struggling with. So we take a pause and we check in, we bring to mind something that's been on our minds. A challenge or a struggle or something you're not that content with. Whatever that is, bring that in to this crystal clear, open space. And just allow yourself to sit with it. And we'll ask another question together. Where do I not feel free? Where do I not feel free within this situation, within life? And just allow the ripples of that question to move through you. And you might gain perspective, a new way of seeing things, a broader sense of what's possible, a broader sense of reality. Because when we change the way we look at things, the things that we look at change. And so as you allow new ideas, new thoughts, new feelings, new symbols and colors, a new frequency and vibration to happen within you, you start to see through the eyes of peace, see through the eyes of harmony. You begin to welcome in a new way of being, a whole new you. Let's take a deep breath and hands on your heart as you honor this new you, this new way of being honest with yourself, of relaxing into life, allowing life to be what it is, the ups and the downs, the likes and the dislikes, because within every uncomfortable aspect of our being, within the shadows of our being, there are gifts, there are gems, there are pearls, there are diamonds to be mined, to be excavated and brought into the light of day. Within every fear, there is a seed of faith. Within every unhappiness, there is a seed of happiness. Within every shadow, there is the seed of the opposite. And when we shine the light of awareness through being contemplative, by pausing, pivoting, gaining new perspective, we then water that seed. We bring the light and the nourishment that seed, that idea, that new way of being needs in order to grow, in order to blossom, in order to bloom, in order to be actualized and realized in our lives as ourselves, our true self, our essence. So take a breath and feel the activation of these words. Feel the activation of this new agreement you're having with yourself. And gently open your eyes and feel the gratitude, the appreciation that you have for life, for all your life experiences, for the ups and the downs, the people, everything that's going on in your life. And feel what a blessing it is, all of it. Everything has a blessing in it. And when the student's ready, the blessing will appear. So namaste, peace and blessings. I love you. Please like us on YouTube. You can go to Satya Center on YouTube and follow us and see all of our past broadcasts archived there. You can go to our website, satyalive.org, and you can donate there. You can find out resources and some inspiration there. You can contact us there. And like us on Facebook too. Follow us at the Satya Center on Facebook. and Instagram too. Love you. We're here to support you. Many blessings, and I'll see you next week. Mwah. Namaste.